And yeah.
And also, too, I got to say, DDog beating one of my favorite players from the Midwest, really, really good player coming out of the Great Lakes area, too, though. So it's been really fun. It's been a really fun bracket to see thus far. But all good things must come to an end here, too. And this will be our last 2 players that we will see for the night in the grind. One of these, we walking home a champion, a little extra cash in the pocket, and one of them going to have to go home maybe hanging their head a little low.
A little low, but, you know, obviously ready to come back to Glitch tomorrow, which, you know, if you're here this late, I hope that you'll be here early tomorrow, or at least at some point, because we'll have a full day of Smash tomorrow. But we've got the one tournament to finish out now, and it will be the rematch between LingLing and DDog. DDog coming from loser's side, so if he wants to take the grind tonight, he's got to win 2 sets, and 2 sets start with the first, so we'll see how it goes.
Dot Eye to start the what are we, this is...
LingLing is just picking up right where he left off.
Yeah, you could win the bracket and win a couple $100, or you could go buy the Mega Million ticket and just set your entire lineage up
you
for
could
forever.
shop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one. Honey, you got a big storm coming.
Oh, big storm brewing indeed here, too. I appreciate how... Even though we had played a set earlier, too, we're not just getting in there immediately and swinging for the fences here, too. We're still sitting our normal openers at these earlier percents, not looking for kills as early as we might see.
Well, and I think especially for LingLing, it's so huge that he got to take that break, right, waiting for losers finals to wrap up, that he got to sit in grand finals and cool his head a little bit, maybe recoup some of that mental energy, because we saw some long games in winners finals, and as a Peach player, you have to be ready for that grind, and any amount of time that you get to refresh that mental energy when you play a matchup like this is huge.
Also, you can get kind of like tired running into the same options before. Like if you just keep running your head into a proverbial and actual wall, it can be become a bit frustrating. So I can appreciate that thought.
Well, we're deadlocked, literally down to the decimal point. The percents are even. About a minute and a half into this game, but DDog will be the first to take it. LingLing misspacing that side B, definitely looking to hit the top of DDog's shield, but going a little too far, gives him an opening, and look who's back.
What up, dude?
My dude. He has been there for LingLing all night, and that is the first time that we have not seen a confirm afterwards. But nonetheless, the stock will go down eventually. We are back to an even game here on the second stock.
Dancing here, staying low to the ground. I'm not seeing DDog. Oh, what's up, Saturn? Oh no, Saturn, please don't hurt Peach, please.
That actually, I think, got in the way of DDog's kill. I think he wanted to go for either a jab forward air or something like that, but picking up the Saturn made it a lot harder for him to actually close out that edge guard. So LingLing breathing a sigh of relief once again, missing that side B on the shield, but this time DDog was trying to hit it preemptively.
Ooh, Nair not going to break through cart. Didn't catch it on startup there, too. DDog going to win that interaction.
Ooh, big whiff on the up smash. LingLing now flexing the RNG muscles again, just tosses away the bomb.
Don't even want it. That's not worth my time.
He says, look, I just want to level the playing field a little bit. But honestly, it's better, right? I think that you use something like the bomb or the stitch or whatever when you're in a comeback scenario. When you've got the lead, just toss it.
Right. Don't really need to worry about it, too. Back air going to catch, I believe it was another up B starting on the stage here for DDog.
Now Ling pushing DDog right back into the corner. There's the parry on the down airs again. We've seen DDog get a lot of use out of it. I mean, a couple of big punishes for him in that winner's final set. Now it looks like that's still there. You know, I feel like part of this is, yes, LingLing is getting very lucky, but you look at the way that Steve plays in this matchup, LingLing also just gets a lot of opportunities to pull turnips. So quality over quantity, whatever you want to say, you pull enough turnips, you're eventually going to get lucky.
Yeah, very true. Sometimes you get quality and quantity.
Yeah, in LingLing's case, I think it has actually been both.
Yeah. Back air catching here. Not another deep snipe to take off a stock from
DDog. Did you see the shimmy?
Yeah, the double Z-drop recatch.
He hovered like a helicopter.
Crawling, though, doesn't want to get too close in. Oh, gonna find the stock in the middle there, too. Yeah, it's just so hard to play with that high of a percent. You have to get in eventually, too, and Peach will eventually press the situation on towards you.
And that is what we saw. LingLing just kind of in control of the pace of the match the whole time, and closing it out with a 2-stock is pretty indicative of that, right? I think that normally when you have a pace against Peach, even if she wins, right, she's not necessarily going to just grind it out to last stock every single time, but if she's winning with 2 stocks, that means that you haven't been playing at your most comfortable rhythm. Especially with a guy like LingLing, who's, I don't know, much more of a safer Peach, right? He's a lot more focused on playing that wall game, making it difficult for you to catch him and then coming back in with those counter hits. It's the kind of player he is, and it's really tough to counter that by just simply running at him and smacking him.
Not a player it's very easy to force them to play your game with. You know, you have so many options to deal with, like the, you know, the pseudo resource gathering. So I don't want to say camping, but you kind of can just play the distance game until you choose your opening. Peach can play the same thing with you.
We'll see game 2, we go to small battlefield. This is game 2 in both sets. The first time LingLing, well, actually I was thinking of a different set, but this has nonetheless been a good stage for DDog to go to. Blocks nearly getting in the way of his own gameplay, and twice we've seen that now from LingLing. Once in winners finals and now again in grands.
And we might be able to see the DDog of old. Last time we saw a huge lead like this for LingLing. DDog's able to bring it back real hard. I want to point out that interaction at some point that LingLing pulled the turnip out of the dirt block right as it was crumbling, so he did not incur a bunch of the ending lag that traditionally comes with pulling a turnip. I thought that was a really interesting way to take advantage of Steve's own tools against him. Oh, minecart sliding right through the 2-block opening.
LingLing doesn't even need 2 blocks. He says, I can fly in anytime as long as I've got that turnip. And look at him continue to rack up the damage. I mean, still on his first stock and not in any mortal danger. And you might say the big story of that is the fact that DDog has not gotten any tools, and now he's gotten sniped too.
Bang! Shout out to Mike Green. That was deep.
That was a long way away to hit that, but LingLing on a roll right now. I wonder if this is just, you know, we don't see quite the same DDog that we saw earlier, and again, a fresh LingLing. You're looking at somebody who's bright, spry, ready to fight against a guy who has just gone through a couple of grindy, gruely sets in DDog.
Yeah, I agree. I think the best way to put it is willing and able to meet the task at hand. LingLing is looking like a mountain here. But, I mean, just pressing the corner, again, as we said the entire night, DDog really, really comfortable in the corner here too, because as soon as you go to reach for that option, and especially a grounded one at that, DDog is ready to punish.
Now we see access to these diamond tools, something we haven't seen a lot in this game too. Now he does finally get to cook it up. I mean, DDog, you know, he's not blowing the world apart. He's only gotten one of those crazy 0-to-deaths, but he does rack up very reliable damage with these tools, and that's really all you need. But here's LingLing getting the tech chase after the footstool. Now getting the big capitalization. He stands up and says, "Foot!"
Yeah. Hitting Albatross on hole 9 here too, absolutely killing the back 9.
I need summoning salts to play the video on the Wii Sports Golf right now.
Personally, my favorite from his.
I love that this whole sequence started off of the footstool of DDog coming out, right? The footstool tech chase. So nice from LingLing in that game too, and both times closing out with a 2-stock.
And it's so interesting because I feel like we started off this block talking about Steve animations too, and what does LingLing do that most other people have not tonight is reading the Steve animations. It's really, really good.
Look at the distance on that too. You get whacked. By the way, speaking of animations, down, up.
Oh, and DDog has left the building. Stepping back up on the sticks here.
Needs to take a second, man.
Is Ling really going dock?
You know, I wouldn't advise it.
Oh,
but,
okay, my bad.
DDog going dock. Is it? I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah,
it looks like it's LingLing's Peach.
I saw DDog gone off the sticks. I'm like, how did he get this character? Okay, whatever. The world may never know.
He wanted it to be a secret. You didn't want to see his face as he picks it. Hiding, I wouldn't call it shame, but Doc is not as good of a character as Steve is. But nonetheless, you need a change of pace after those first couple of games. Even if this is not just you saying it's 1 a.m. and I want to have some fun, if this is a serious pick by DDog, I think that there is some merit to this. Yes, Doc will have a hard time catching up to Peach, but he will make up for that in being able to challenge her air to air kind of a little bit better than Steve can.
And especially, the main thing that comes to my mind is that Nair, too, lasting longer. The longer it's out, the more damage and knockback it will do. But that was the main thing I want to touch on. The recovery of Dr. Mario is, it leaves a lot to be desired.
Famously bad.
Yeah.
It is certainly the character's biggest weak spot, along with that low speed. And LingLing taking good advantage of it so far, but DDog kind of already off to a better start than we saw in the other games.
A lot of stage control here for DDog too. I mean, it's like you get stage control like a little earlier in percents than you do with most characters. Dr. Mario does a lot of damage, but
yeah, air dodge will not be able to save you. Well, it is still a hot start from LingLing, nonetheless. DDog, he can perhaps only hope for a clip at this point, because LingLing is just one stock away from closing it out and taking the tournament. Dr. Mario, man, still a scary character. Again, he hasn't lost the touch on the parry on the down air.
No, not at all. Gonna get a parry on the nair, though. Forward air would have definitely been really bad position for DDog, but still living here.
Oh, up B. That frame 3 option out of shield and one that kills as well is something that is scary to respect. And speaking of scary, that up smash. Ooh.
Yeah, caught the apex of it right there, too. Peach Bomber catching the jump there, too. The move was out before he even wanted the option I wanted. My gosh.
Coming down with that nair, like you said, dangerous tool. Ooh, and I love that turnaround forward tilt as well, looking for the big extension. LingLing, he's got him at 137%. DDog may not be much longer for this world.
Oh, that was a great jump, the uppy as well, to be able to get back and clear out LingLing from the corner, but the fade away will close it out. LingLing in a 30 fashion nonetheless, in a player who took them to game 5 in the first set, able to close it out in what was, you know, a dominating win.
Well, that just goes to show you that bracket stamina is a real thing. LingLing, a hardened veteran. DDog, a little bit more fresh blood on the scene. It is the veteran that ends up winning it out in the long tournament run. It is the grind. It ended up being a grind, and LingLing is the one that finished it out, like you said, in that 3-0 fashion. So what a way to go into Glitch this weekend to get a win under your belt like that. LingLing is looking strong.
Yeah, I haven't seen LingLing perform this well since, like, what would it be, like SmashCon 19? Like, that was like, that was a huge. LingLing went on a pretty crazy run there too. So very interesting to see what they could do tomorrow, especially with all the other top 8 competitors we've seen recently too. So this should be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a great weekend, guys, and thank you for sticking with us this late. I mean, if you stuck with us this late, I'm sure that you are craving as much Smash as possible. So be back early tomorrow, especially if you're on one of the other coasts. It'll be a little bit of an early wake-up time. Everybody else on the East Coast might be a little bit more comfy. But we've got singles at Glitch starting tomorrow and Squad Strike as well, along with a host of other FGC games, because that is the kind of tournament that Glitch Infinite is. We are here to cater to the people not only at the event, but to you at home as well.
And if you would like to help yourself maybe a little bit get closer to the action, could you please?
Oh, I would love to tell you. I would love to. I'm also hitting it. Hey,